Remember the automatic question that grown-ups always ask kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? A fireman, a cowboy, never a television talk show host. But what about a kid who says, I want to grow up to be a playwright? Well, let me introduce you to one. And her friend, Phoebe Anderson, a playwright, and we're going to get to exactly how that happened to come about. And the friend happens to be Jenny Millinger, who is the Associate Artistic Director at Childsplay. Now explain to everybody about this concept, because it's one of the best I've ever heard.
Thank you, Pat. So maybe about a year ago, we at Childsplay started thinking about who was talking to young people during the pandemic.
We at Childsplay?
We at Childsplay Theater Company. So the artists, the staff at Childsplay, we're a theater company for young audiences, and we love listening to stories from young people. And we looked around and we realized that lots of people were talking about young people in the pandemic, teachers, doctors, parents, but we weren't hearing stories from young people. And we knew that they were having just as much of a life-altering experience as the adults were, but we weren't hearing their stories. And we wanted to create a way to capture the voices and experiences of young people in this absolutely historic moment. And so we put out a call for stories for young people, and
all over the country?
All over the country. All over the country. And we paired them with professional playwrights who helped them develop their story into a short play.
So Phoebe Anderson, how did you get involved with this whole concept?
Jenny presented an idea to our school in place of a play that we would have presented, but during the pandemic we weren't able to because of safety. So they presented this idea to our entire classroom, and it got approved. Our teachers approved it, and so we submitted a short, paragraph or two of something that we experienced during the pandemic, and they picked 3 of those. I believe there were 8 submitted, and 3 of them were picked, including one of mine. And I was so excited when I found out that mine was picked. And it was just so exciting that someone else wanted to hear my story and that my story would be told.
And you were paired with a professional playwright.
Yes.
Wow. You worked together, you wound up with a piece of dramatic material, but did you ever dream that you would also wind up with a book?
No, never.
Oh, you mean this book? Oh, yeah. How many are in here, Jenny?
31 young people from across the country.
31 different stories from different parts of the country?
Yes.
I have a story, plays from an extraordinary year. Okay, automatically with any author, any playwright who is part of a book, I automatically say, where do people get it?
Dramatic Publishing is the publishing company.
So everything online?
Everything online.
Were you surprised that grown-ups listened to you?
It was quite shocking because it was just, it was out of this world when I saw that my play was in a book that was going to be shared with lots and lots of people all over the world.
And the grown-up response has been?
Really phenomenal. The playwrights who stepped to the fore are some of the leading playwrights in the field for young audiences. And 201, we reached out to them and they said, we want to do this. This is probably the best thing that's happened to us in the pandemic.
Okay, but now we can read the plays, at least 31 of them,
yes,
in this book.
Yes.
If we go to
dramaticpublishing.com.
Okay. But will we ever see them performed?
We dearly hope so. These plays were written to be performed. It's wonderful. We would love for people to read them. It's actually a beautiful collection of a whole range of experiences of young people during the pandemic. But at the end of the day, they're meant to be performed really by young people. So we're hoping that theaters for young audiences, elementary, middle, high schools all around the country will use this as an opportunity to find source material that is actually from the voice of young people.
Because you work with young people.
Yes.
And you work with older young people.
Yes.
Who perform.
We do.
For young people.
We do.
Childsplay. Did you ever imagine, Phoebe, that you would be a playwright at this time of your life?
No, it was so shocking when I got the book in the mail. I was so excited. I like ran around my house showing everybody. Like people were upstairs and I was like, Mom, I have a published book. My play is in a published book.
And wait till you see it performed, and then when the audience is on their feet saying, author, you have to go up on the stage and talk about. You willing to do that?
Yeah. Find
out anything else you want to know about this remarkable idea from Childsplay. And aren't you glad they're part of our community? I can't.